Welcome to Kidmissing TV. Today, we're going to talk about the case of Wendy Stevenson and Peggy Rahn. Wendy was 8 years old and Peggy was 9 years old, and they vanished together from Pompano Beach, Florida. The two girls had met that day when Wendy's uncle and Peggy's mother's housemate had taken each of the girls individually to the beach on December 29, 1969. Again, this was in Florida. Both men were named Richard, so that's a little confusing. The two girls had met and became fast friends. So they spent the day together, hopping around the beach. They were given a quarter each by one of the adults. I don't know if it was the uncle or the housemate. To go to the boardwalk. But they were told they would have to have an adult. So they went back to see if one of the guys would go with them. And before they got there, they noticed there was an ice cream truck. And they said, you know what? Let's get some ice cream instead of going on the boardwalk. So down the beach they went to get some ice cream and vanished. They did, however, let the housemate know where they were going with their quarters. When a half an hour had gone by and they had not returned, he panicked. He checked with 2 lifeguards with no luck. He then ran into Wendy's uncle, and the two men searched both in a panic for both children. The children did not drown. Everyone on the beach began searching. The search grew larger with dune buggies and horses, and even a helicopter in the air. Betty Fisher was a clerk at a convenience store overnight. At midnight, she sold cigarettes and ice cream to a man with 2 little girls. The girls did not seem nervous. Detectives went and showed Betty pictures of the girls, and she recognized them as the girls she had seen with the man, who she described as being 25 to 30 years old. Now, unfortunately, not a lot of places had video surveillance, so they didn't have videotape of this. She became inconsolable and started crying her eyes out when she realized what she'd witnessed and hadn't been able to do anything about. The man was about 6 feet tall, weighed about 200 pounds. He had sandy hair and blue-gray eyes. Blue-gray eyes would be eyes like mine. Because mine are blue-gray. Just kind of looking to the screen here. He also was in a metallic Chevy that was between a 66 or a 67. It had a black top. A lot of vehicles back in those days had a different color top than bottom, or would have dual color, like a white down here and then a blue here, or a different color top. Like I said, it was very common in those days. 3 days later, 2 girls went into a camera shop 40 miles away asking for a price to get a camera fixed. And they said they'd be back. They did not return. The clerk thought it was Wendy and Peggy. Police are doubtful of this sighting. I don't know why. A Georgia police chief saw 2 girls in a car with Florida plates in the parking lot of a convenience store. He did not yet know there were 2 missing girls out of Pompano Beach. Again, they didn't get that out as fast. Other police, they didn't have the teletype or any of those things computerized to help get things out. They literally had to call each other. When he got the bulletin, he relayed that he had seen them, and they claimed to be on vacation with a cousin who bought them each a new dress. It makes you wonder what the kidnapper told them, and it's interesting he kept them alive for at least 3 days. Police accidentally arrested a reporter from the Today Show when folks in a restaurant, this is funny, the reporter was there to report on the case. He's from the Today Show, like I said, and he was writing, he had written their names down, he had written some things down, and police inside, people inside the restaurant saw the girl's names on his notebook and called police. Well, police arrested the dude, and he had to get proof that he was from the Today Show and was not actually the kidnapper. It's kind of funny, actually. Police were a little embarrassed when they learned of their little blunder. I don't have a phone number for this case. Some believe the girls could have been victims of serial killer Gerald Schaefer, who was convicted of killing 2 and is suspected in many more in that area. Now, do I know that? You know, do I know for sure that they were victims? Of course not. I do think whoever took them kept them alive for at least 3 days, because policemen are trained to be observant. They noticing things the average Jane or Joe doesn't pay attention to, because we don't. They are paid to pay attention to the license plate being from another state, and just people in general. You know, they pay attention to people. So I believe that is a hugely credible sighting. And the sighting at the initial convenience store is hugely credible. I don't know about the sighting at the camera store. That may have been mistaken identity. However, the those other 2 sightings I do believe are real, and I believe that, unfortunately, I don't think the girls are alive. I think they were kept for a while. It'd be nice if they were a J.C. Do guard and, you know, find them alive, but I don't see it. Well, not nice if what happened to J.C. happened to anybody, but, you know, being alive is a plus. But I just don't see it in this case, unfortunately. I find it interesting, though, that the killer went across state lines with them. Was he visiting Pompano Beach? And these girls were there? You know, I don't know how to put it. Opportunity. Crime of opportunity. That's what it seems like to me. Although he had Florida plates, he must have been comfortable in Georgia. There must have been something for this guy in Georgia. Family, friends, something. Maybe he was originally from Georgia. I don't know. And I don't know where in Georgia, because it didn't say. But if you have any information in this case, you can call, as always, NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, at 1-800-THE-LOST. You can also call the Pompano Beach Police Department, whose number I do not have in front of me. I apologize for that. Now, I also actually wrote down, did they wander off? Now, next time, we're going to talk about the case of Frederick, Tukey Holmes. Tukey was his nickname. He was 22 months old when he disappeared in 1955. In 2009, his sister gave her DNA. I think this guy was probably raised, and I think he's probably alive. Again, he was taken from Grahamsville, New York, on the 25th of May, 1955. Like I said, I think he's alive. He would be 67 years old, or thereabouts, maybe 68. And if he's not, he must have children and grandchildren out there, because I do believe he was raised by someone. That's generally why you take a child that young. You don't usually take a child that young for awful purposes. I'd like to think not, at least. Thank you so much for joining me. Please continue to like and comment and subscribe. And yes, I just read your comment to whomever commented on the microphone being too close. I think that was on an old video before I got the headset. But I haven't had a chance to go over and heart it yet, which I try to do with every comment. Again, thank you for doing that. Keep subscribing. I'm almost up to 100 subscribers. It's awesome. And I owe that all to you guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. God bless you, and I will see you Wednesday.